really think a random stranger can tell you what to do today? Sure. Oh, ask my brain. They're super smart. They'll totally know what to do. Ugh, never mind, never mind. I forgot that you don't like figuring out what to do either. So, how about I figure out things to do and then you can show them how it's done? Perfect. Ugh, thank you. You are so much better at explaining things than me. Since this is what I'm doing right now, I would say the first option of things to do would be to create something. Whether you're artistic or not, making something with your hands is always a good option. The great thing about making stuff is that no matter what your skill set is, you'll be able to find something you're good at, or at the very least, not embarrassingly bad at. Things like cross-stitch and paint by numbers were made for people like you. You can even root through your garbage and see what kind of cool things you can make out of all the stuff you were throwing away. If making arts and crafts isn't your thing, try something digital. Write, make videos, play with other design software like Krita or Canva. Hobbies are always great to have, and you never know when one of those things might turn into something more. When in doubt, pick up a journal and just start writing. About yourself, about life, about what you want, what's missing. Inspiration will come from somewhere eventually. If you really want to get out of all this time stuck in your head, another thing you can do is to learn something. I know, this is probably the last thing you want to do unless you have to, but learning can be totally fun and inspiring when you're actually learning about stuff you want to learn about and learning about stuff you don't have to have tests on. Check out a bunch of library books or watch movies about things that interest you. If it's boring, move on. If you start with a ton of different things, you can be picky and move on to the next thing if it's not interesting. This is seriously where libraries and YouTube shine. There are so many options that you can afford to be picky and actually root through and find exactly what interests you. If you want to go deeper into a subject, there are also tons of free and paid online courses available. Check out places like Coursera, edX, FutureLearn, Skillshare, Udemy. Seriously, there are so many options if you have a look, and that list is only growing. So that's always a fun option if you're kind of nerdy like me. If you're tired of all these options having a large sitting component, there's always another option, which is exercising. If you're bored, you've likely already thought of this and decided against it, but I'll tell you to revisit it now, but with less pressure and judgment. I find there are two types of people in the world: people who love exercising and people who don't. The people who love exercising will tend to do it with very little hesitation, so I don't think I need to do anything more than to say to you, hey, you should exercise, and you'll probably highly consider it. So this little ramble is more aimed at you if you're the type of person who avoids exercise at all costs. I see you, I feel you, but stop being so hard on yourself. Exercise doesn't have to mean a 10K run. We all have our limits and preferences, and it is only going to get progressively more frustrating if you keep doing things your body hates. So instead, find out what it loves, or at least doesn't hate as much. This can mean a few extra steps around the room when you get up, or some mobilization exercises and light stretches. The more you do, the easier it will get. Still don't like any of these options? Try communicating with another human. If 2020 and 2021 have taught us anything, it's the value of human-to-human communication. So if you're bored and looking for something to do, start by communicating with another person or pet. If you're able to see someone in person, fantastic. If you can't though, don't wallow by yourself all day. Text, email, video chat, or even write letters if you have to. Communicating with someone in the great beyond will remind your brain that you're not alone, even during those moments when it feels like it the most. Oh, this one's always a big hit. How about cleaning and organizing something? Unless you are the most perfect angel of angels who doesn't live in your house, there's basically always something that could do with a little cleaning or organizing session. Go through all of your old school stuff and see if there's anything you can get rid of. Clean the bathroom or the floor. Reorganize your sock drawer. While it's not always everyone's favorite activity to start, sometimes in the moment it becomes not so bad, and usually at the end it's kind of nice that you did it. If you're tired of all your time having a purpose or needing to be timed out with somebody else, play a game. I really don't know what else to say about this one. Pick a game and play it. Hey, brain! Yeah, come back. We're not playing that right now. Yeah, we're doing this. We're doing a video because people are watching. And last but not least, my favorite activity, consume art. This is the best category because there are just so many options out there. And doesn't consume art just sound way fancier than watching TV? This is true, my friend. Watching TV classifies as consuming art. So does reading books and going on virtual museum tours and watching theater. Even playing video games and appreciating fancy food can be considered art. Yes, this video is artistic. Deal with it. Really, the only limitations on what can be considered artistic are limitations that you put on it, because art can be found pretty much everywhere. And what was once considered a highly sought-after aspect of society is now often poo-pooed and considered less important than its once equal counterpart, functional. So even though everyone consumes it daily, it's rarely championed and given the respect it deserves. So now I should finish my little soapbox rant and say, please support the artist you like. It doesn't have to be me, though obviously if it's me, I wouldn't complain. But unless they're one of the lucky few who really do make a tremendous living off of just their art, your support will be more to them than you can possibly know. And don't forget, money is not the only way to support someone. Though obviously it's nice because it's kind of essential to survival in many places. If you still can't figure out what to do, hang tight. I'll be posting a few more tutorials and sort of sideways activities to sort of try something new, and some of those might fill a bit of time for you. But if you have any suggestions or recommendations, feel free to write them in the comments. I'm always open to trying new fun things. As long as they're safe, because I am a little klutzy. Until then, check out what the brain decided to do. If you'd like to support this channel, don't forget to subscribe and check out my Ko-fi link below. I also have a blog and Instagram if you'd like to double make sure you never miss a thing. While we're all not in study mode, check out my day off playlist. I promise there are no study tips in there, and it's all just kind of fun. And there are some activities in there, and maybe there will one day be more.